Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Darrell Wayne. In studio, we have Mike Anderson, and Mike is with the Finestone Partners. I get that. I'm making it... Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's perfect, Mark.
It's perfect. Thank you. And we're going to take a... we've been talking about spiritual health, physical health. Now we're going to talk about mental health. Our guest is Laurie Finkelstein. And she's written a book called Next Therapist, Please. Is this like, would you say, Laurie, this is like, going to a hamburger stand and saying, hey, I need another hamburger. Let's extra onions on this one.
Kind of like that. The thing with hopping from one therapist to another is not all therapists work well with the patient and vice versa. So sometimes it's not a match and you need to change. Sometimes health insurance changes and you need to change because your therapist is no longer covered. And many times you change because you move or a spouse's job changes. There's lots of reason to change therapists on a regular basis.
Years ago, there was a therapist who said therapy should be short and sweet. Fix the issue and move on. How do you? What's your take on that?
That's so much easier said than done. I've been in therapy for years myself. In fact, all the therapists in the book are my personal therapists that I've had, all 6 of them, and I'm currently on number 7. And it's not so easy because with me, I'm dealing a lot with anxiety and depression and OCD, but particularly with anxiety, I need to physically change the way my brain works, redirecting neurotransmitters. And it's a very slow, difficult process, and it's one that needs to be repeated again and again. And it's easy. You get to a point where you're coping for a while, and you stop seeing your therapist because you've got it. You're redirecting your thoughts. You're reframing things. And then things fall apart. It's natural. Hormones in the body change, and suddenly you're swimming without a life jacket again. So you need to revisit therapy occasionally to retune what you've learned. And it is an ongoing situation. This is an ever-evolving mental illness. Really, even with medication, doesn't get cured. It's always there.
Yeah, I know many people who've gone to therapy for years and years and years. I know somebody who's gone to the same therapist for over 30 years. I think they built them a new house and added a boat to it.
Probably. But
right.
It's interesting because I also feel that talk therapy is very important, and it's probably something that people should do in general, whether they have mental illness or not. Going to somebody on a regular basis to, whether you call it venting or ranting or whatever, it's good to get things off your chest. It's a healthy way of dealing with life's adversities.
Well, can't you just go to your local rabbi or priest or clergyman or even your, local bartender down the street? That's what they're supposed to do. Just, hey,
right.
I get to go into bed.
You don't have a clergyman or a rabbi, and I'm not a religious person, so I don't have one to go to. And I love my bartenders, but they're busy mixing drinks. They can't sit and talk to me for an hour.
They can if you go to a place that has a $22 per drink drink. 3 an hour,
yes, you're right.
You're right. That's their job.
Yeah, that's true.
I had that experience in Washington, D.C. a couple of years ago. $24 for a drink. One across the street, same kind of vodka. It was only $12 or $13. It was very upsetting to me.
I can imagine.
Right, and I did not get to talk to the therapist, Mike.
Laurie, in the investment management, financial advisor industry, we actually recommend, reevaluating the investment, your financial plan annually at least. And is what you're conveying an evaluation at over a certain period of time to keep it fresh, and if you need to shake it up, is the therapy being effective for you? Is there a time frame? Because I know we do it in the financial services industry on a regular, at least annual basis.
That's correct. And I meet with our financial planner maybe 4 or 5 times a year. And it is the same way with the therapist. You do need to shake it up. You need to revisit the problem sometimes when they get exasperated. And it's like a little tune-up. It's important.
Is changing therapists like changing a partner, a relationship?
It's very much a relationship for it to be effective. And I found that one of the keys to successes is having trust in that person. I've also found I have trouble talking to a male therapist or psychiatrist. There's some things I simply won't talk to a man about. And so I found that I need to see a female therapist or psychiatrist. There's a lot of nuances in the relationship. And trust is, to me, a foundation. If you can reveal your worst, deepest, darkest secrets, you're on the road to recovery.
I know that I can appreciate wanting a male or a female therapist. With massage therapy, I know it sounds silly, but I prefer a female therapist. I also like therapists who can talk. I have interviewed many therapists over the years. I've been invited in. I've had short periods of therapy. Have you, Mike? Have you ever done that?
I've had short periods in the earlier part of my life, and it was
right.
It was needed, and it was very effective.
Yeah,
I'd have to say I stepped away from it, and with the help of my parents, it was very effective.
Yeah, exactly. We won't even ask the insane Darrell Wayne because
no. No, I send people there. I don't go there myself.
I guess one of the things that's interesting is, I mean, you've got a lot of humor in this book. It's a fun book, but at the same time, it has a very serious message.
Absolutely. It's a very serious subject, not one to take lightly. There's nothing funny about depression, but this is part of my personality. I look for the humor in everything I do. Because when you're dealing with depression, life is glum. And I need to search out that funny. And so there is a lot of funny in the book. I do look for humor in my life. And laughter itself is a health benefit. So I encourage everybody to go out and find something funny to laugh about.
By the way, this is an award-winning book, a Pinnacle Book Achievement Award, and named after a man I've known for over 40 years. It's an award, Irwin Award winner from the Southern California Book Publicists. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Irwin Zucker is an amazing, amazing person.
A character to be sure.
Yes.
I actually saw him a few months ago. I think I have a little interview with him on my phone. I should listen to that. Interesting character, Irwin Zucker. You're speaking, let's do it this way. You're an advocate for medical marijuana. And right, and you are speaking this coming weekend at the World CBD Expo. When are you doing that?
I am doing that. This is very exciting. It's a great opportunity. I'm doing that on Sunday. My presentation is Sunday at noon at the Pasadena Convention Center. This is for the World CBD Expo, and I have researched and studied and experimented with medical marijuana and CBD. CBD for the last 2 years and marijuana for the last 6 years. I have found that CBD has been extraordinarily effective with reducing my anxiety to the point where I was able to eliminate 3 of my anxiety medications, and that's huge. So I'm looking forward to this presentation and meeting with people that are dealing with anxiety and stress.
Right, and that, by the way, is taking place at the Pasadena Convention Center the 17th and 18th. It's also the 16th, but we won't be airing until the 17th. I will be there on the 17th. I'm sorry, I'm going to miss you, Laurie.
No, I'm going to go on Saturday to check it out so I can have my son with it and sit in on a few presentations, and then I'll be there on Sunday for my presentation. So I'll look for you. That'll be great.
All right, good. I'll be there from about 11:30 on. We'll switch cell phone numbers at the end of the interview. Mike, did you have
Fantastic.
a thought that you wanted to ask Laurie? You're writing furiously.
Oh, I did want to ask, in regards to the expo in Pasadena, are expos like this? Do you participate in around the country, or is this kind of a one-off event for you, or do you make your way around the country?
Yeah, I don't think of it as a one-off. I think of it as a beginning. It's the first time I'll be speaking on this topic in public. So I hope that it does lead to other opportunities. I would love to talk to people around the country about CBD and its uses, and also about medical marijuana. There is value in both. So it's a great opportunity to do. And then Friday at the expo is for business to business,
Right.
which I won't be attending. But
I won't either.
That's great for industry people, yeah.
Yeah, to buy product and explore that. Have you talked, and will you be speaking about therapy and how therapy and CBD and or medical marijuana can all work together?
No, I won't be addressing that connection because my presentation really focuses on what CBD is, where it comes from, how it works in the body, and I only have 20 minutes. So I have a question and answer period at the end, so it's not enough time to go into it in depth and then tie it in with therapy. So it's a great idea.
Of course it is. That's and when you do that, Darrell and I get a commission on that. Okay, we do that. Our guest is Laurie Finkelstein, the author of Next Therapist, Please. How do you pick a therapist?
Well, it's been a process through the years. It used to be in the beginning, I used to look to see where the therapist was located and what kind of parking they had, because I had issues with parking lots and all sorts of things that my OCD would exasperate. So I've changed through the years how I search for a therapist. And now I think of it as an interview process. I go, make an appointment, we talk, and after one or two sessions, I get the feeling whether we can work together or not.
Is it something that you, and how often do you change? Real quickly, and then we'll be back in just a few moments. How often do you change therapists?
Only as needed. My goal is to stay with the therapist. If I have somebody that's we're working together, then there's no reason to change.
Got it. All right, Laurie Finkelstein and I will be back along with Mike Anderson and the insane Darrell Wayne. The name of the book is Next Therapist, Please. We'll get a website coming up as we begin our next and last segment here on Late Night Health. Be sure to join Laurie at the World CBD Expo coming up this weekend in Pasadena. Late Night Health continues. Don't go away.
The latest from the greatest, the best in new music by classic rockers, with your host, the insane Darrell Wayne.
This is Alice Cooper, and if Darrell Wayne is insane, what does that make me? Criminally insane. Stick around to find out.
Many of the artist interviews for the latest from the greatest have been captured on audiobook. There is a Volume 1 and Volume 2. Great information and conversations with people in the industry and people surrounded by the industry, and of course the rock stars themselves.
I'm the Reverend Al Green, and you're listening to the insane Darrell Wayne. And I said Wayne Insane.
You can find it on Amazon or Blackstone Audio. Search for the latest from the greatest from Darrell Wayne, Darrell Wayne.
Hello, this is Weird Al Yankovic, and you're listening to the insane Darrell Wayne, aren't you?
Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com.